Hey Everett. Yeah, so I want to pay some libations to the god of the skepticism here, the asshole god of skepticism. A really fascinating series of videos you and everybody's happening on this topic. So just tossing some questions here, something to think about. All right. Um, these matrix questions or a demon coming and deceiving us and all this kind of stuff is one thing. Okay. There's a much closer to home example of this sort of thing, which is a lot more tractable and a lot more accessible. Actually, you can actually experiment around with this. Okay, and that is the phenomenon of lucid dreaming, right? Where you're in the middle of a dream, and then you realize that you're dreaming, and then you can explore the dream world around and do some cool experiments, right? So. Um, the interesting thing about this one is that it is much more accessible. You can actually do this yourself. So I think that this really points out that you've got some good points in terms of your skeptical argument against deduction here. Because, in point of fact, in the dream world, that's often the case. When you're asleep, when you're dreaming like this, your short-term memory is very, very short, extremely short. And so these skeptical problems with the memory of a long chain of deduction or something that you're talking about here, these really become manifest. Okay, if you write down for several weeks what your dreams were, and you'll notice what the storyline of the dream is, you'll find that this kind of thing happens all the time. The scene shifts radically, weird stuff happens that would never happen in real life, but you don't even realize that it's weird stuff that's going on, right? So, for example, the first time as an adult, when I realized I was in a lucid dream. Let me just tell you the story to illustrate, right? Um, so one of the things that you do, your short-term memory is really short in dream world. So one of the things that you can do to see whether you're dreaming or whether you're awake or not is to check and see how how good your short-term memory is. One great way to doing this is clocks. So if you look at a clock and then you look away, and then you look back at the clock. Okay, if the clock says the same time, then you're probably in the real world. If the clock has a different time, you're probably dreaming. So I tried this trick in a dream once, right? And it was a digital clock that I was looking at, right? So I was looking at the clock, and the clock said it was 96 o'clock. Okay, and that didn't phase me actually. I said, okay, 96 o'clock. Let me memorize that, and I'll look away, and then I'll look back and see what time it is now, right? When I look back, the clock really didn't say any time at all. There was just like little segments of numbers all over the place. And I said, wow, this is cool. I'm actually in a dream. And and then I realized, it's like, wait a minute. Why didn't I realize I was in a dream when it said 96 o'clock? So I think these sorts of scenarios point out that this skeptical worry is a real worry. Okay, weird stuff can happen. You can look at a clock and the clock might be saying 96 o'clock, and you might not even realize that anything is really wrong, right? So weird stuff can happen. Like we go to war with Iraq for no particular reason whatsoever, in absence of any evidence for weapons of mass destruction. Oh, wait a minute, that really happened. Okay. Yeah, like I was saying, these sorts of skeptical worries that you're bringing up here, they're real worries. Okay. All right, but I think this scenario also might point to a possible way out. So let me see if I can prompt you to complete your skeptical trains of thought here. All right. So what you've shown very successfully, I think, is that any particular chain of deduction that we're making, or any particular fact that we believe, or any particular perception that we have, might be wrong. Right. What you haven't shown is that any substantial fraction of these can be wrong. All right. Any particular thing that we're doing, we're prone to error, right? We're wrong all the time, right? But what you haven't shown is global skepticism, that this could happen completely, totally, right? So, you know, and if you let's take the dream world again, right? So we're back in the dream world, and we're looking at this clock that says 96 o'clock, right? And we didn't even realize that it was 96 o'clock. Okay, so you might say, well, you're completely wrong. But no, you're not. You're really not completely wrong, right? First of all, there's a clock there, right? And we know how clocks work. We know that clocks tell the time. We know all this kind of stuff. Most of the stuff we believe about that clock, even in the dream world, is really true of real clocks, right? Similarly, the sky is blue. Everybody in your dream is speaking English and all this kind of stuff. I mean, any particular element of this can be wrong, but your dream can't be globally wrong. Your dream can't be completely disconnected with reality. Otherwise, it wouldn't mean anything to you. It'd be totally chaos, right? There wouldn't be any meaning there at all. And in point of fact, there's a lot of meaning in dreams. Okay, so for example, this 96 o'clock business, right? So when I was thinking about later when I woke up, I realized what that was. I mean, it's like uh, 96 was the stock price of Intel when I bought my first Porsche. So it's like that, and due to other elements in the dream that were there, which I don't want to mention, that actually made a lot of sense. I mean, in its own context there, that the clock would be saying 96 o'clock at that particular moment in time. So really dreams do have meaning. As bizarre as they are, as irrational as they are, as incoherent as they are, and as inconsistent as they do have meaning. And most of the stuff that happens in your dreams actually would make sense. Actually, is believable in a sense, right? So that's my question to you. Actually, can you pursue this? Just because any individual thing that we believe can be wrong, okay, you still haven't shown that everything we believe could be wrong, right? You haven't even shown that any substantial fraction of what we believe could be wrong. So it could be the case that this asshole God can delude us during sometimes, but the asshole God can't delude us globally. Otherwise, we just go insane. And the very fact that we have any sanity at all, or any coherence at all to our lives, or any consciousness or rationality whatsoever, shows that this really isn't happening. So, so anyway, that's my question to you. So, thanks a lot.